Hello, everybody. Can you see me and hear me? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. I want to make sure we're all set, all the settings and everything. Let's see who all we got in here. Hi, Anna. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Maria. Hi, Jeremy. Hi, RD. Hi, Tom. Who else is in here? I know we got more than this. A few minutes. Hi, Donna. Totally just went right past your name. Hi, Pam. Hi, Desiree. Hey, Lillian. Did y'all have a good time off? Y'all get some tatting in? Tell me you got some tatting in. I want to know you got some tatting in. Give me a high five if you got some tatting in while we was off. Yeah, I know it grows like wild weed. I put fertilizer on it. My nails do the same thing. I got news for you. I've cut these things off 3 times since class, the last class, and you can't break them. All right, that works, Kathy. We got a few new ones. We registered a total of 75 students in the beginner's class. What do you guys think about that? I'll tell you, Lillian, get you some Sesh Veet and Sesh Clear. That'll help strengthen your nails. It dries like a gel polish, but it's not. But it's got vitamins and stuff in it that will penetrate your nails and they'll make them really, really strong. Awesome, Kathy. Sesh Veet. It's spelled SESCHEVITE. That's the top coat. The base coat is Sesh Clear. It's a little pricey, but I won't wear nail polish without it. And it does make your nail polish last about 3 weeks. You're welcome. You can get it on Amazon. Sometimes they run a special. Um, the company, they'll like give you 2 base coats to a top coat or 2 top coats to a base coat. And what you do is put your base coat on, put your nail polish on, put the top coat on. You're good for about 3 weeks. But one of the key things is keep nail polish on your fingernails if you want them to grow. It does strengthen them. It looks like I don't have any, it's clear, but I have yet to be without nail polish more than 24 hours in the past 45 years. I was a cosmetologist for a while. So, yeah, I can tell you all kinds of tricky things. So, all right, it is 2:45. I'm gonna give it a couple of more minutes for new ones to come in. While we're sitting here, y'all give us a like, but giving us a thumbs up. It'll help our algorithm. And also, if you want to make comments on the video after class, do so. It helps. And I will respond to your comments within 24 hours. We have a new game plan on the classes and new rules. We have to have new rules. Um, there was a couple of hiccups last semester, and I don't want to repeat. So what we're going to do is we've implemented new rules. Those are on the website. Hi, Elizabeth, and we're going to go over the rules. Most of you know how to work the website and work the YouTube channel. So we're gonna do a brief run through on that, and then a run through on the rules. Uh, we have discovered we have a total of 95,000 students worldwide. We have 7,000 views per week, and per day, we are running about 500 students a day through the videos. So, yeah, it's growing by leaps and bounds. At any given class, we could have upwards to 300 students. So with that many students, when you've got a question, we gotta tone it down. I can only take 3 questions per student per class. You've got questions after that, write them down, send them in through email. I will answer you right away within 24 hours, but I'll hold that actual question and who it's from until the following class, and I will read it off, and we'll go over it so everybody gets that answer, because you don't know how many people have that same question on their mind. So, without further ado, okay, it says video not available on your big computer, listening on your phone. It should show. Did you click? It's public. Pam, can you please post the link in the group page and see if she can click it from there? Anna, either one of you. By the way, folks, if you see somebody with a blue wrench, those are my moderators. They take care of all the technical stuff for me, catch questions, which, by the way, if you've got questions, put it in big letters. You're not yelling at me. I know you're not yelling at me because I asked you to do that. I know in the real world of computer language, if you put it in capital letters, people take offense to it. They say you're yelling at them. We want you to yell at us so I can see it. Okay? It makes life easy on us. Hi, Esther. Did you get some tatting done, young lady? I hope you did while we was off. I can't wait to see some of your work. Esther's a new student. She came in a few semesters back. Hi, Jack. See, they're still filtering in. I knew they would. They're used to the 3 o'clock time. That's what we used to be. I decided to back it up 15 minutes. Oh, I'm so sorry. Is you going to be okay? Is everything going to be all right with it? I will keep you in thought and prayer. Hey, that works, Lillian. That works. You love the new start time. Awesome, Jax. Well, that gives us an extra 15 minutes to answer questions and stuff, something we didn't have. We was trying to cram pack everything into an hour. I've decided we're going to start at 2:45. We're going to finish the class. Okay, it could last an hour and 15 minutes. It could last an hour and a half, but I want to finish each and every class with you. Now I've cut back on how much information you're going to get per class so that we can get you fine-tuned. We're gonna hit the sweet spot in chatting with you. So, all right. Is everybody ready to get started? I am. So, first thing I wanna do, we're gonna hop over to our website. Let me get it pulled up here on the computer. Give me just a second, and I'm gonna share my page with you all. If I can get the internet to just speedy it up. There we go. Alright, let me load up that here. Share screen and share. There we go, folks. Now, while I'm on this part of the world. Hi, Naomi. Um, I'm gonna let you know, I this is where I cannot catch your questions, okay? Because what I'm looking at on my screen is super itty bitty small, and I need more binoculars than I got. So, with that said, when I'm on that screen, I can't see what you all are writing. My moderators will catch your questions. They'll feed them to me if you all have any as we go through this. All right? So, let's go to it. On the home page, you notice we've changed our picture layout. We still have Georgia's heart pattern. Now, this is in one of her books. If you are in antique shops or used bookstores, stop in and see if you can find any of Georgia's books. They're out of print, okay? They're never gonna be printed again, as far as I know. So, if you find them, grab it. It's a series of 7 books. It's called the Ribbon Winners series. So if you run across one, grab it and add it to your collection. You're going to adore her books. All right. Now, over here, we have a pumpkin vine edge. This is the pattern of the week. Now, next week, when we come to class on Tuesday, we're going to have a new pattern up here. And these patterns, you are welcome to try and tap them. They're just an extra bonus for you. All right. So with that said, this is the rest of the web page. Now, when you get on your phone or you're on your tablet, this is going to look totally different. Okay. The mobile setup for this, it'll take things out that are not pertinent that you need to know. So it doesn't take up so much space and it doesn't block your phone or your tablet. So with that said, remember, the enhanced version is on the computer. The limited version is on your phone tab, okay? Has everybody got that? Let me check this. Has everybody got that down? All right, all right. Now, the next thing you can see is all these little buttons over here. All these little buttons over here do little things. First one is our home page, which we're looking at now. Now, this will tell you what's going on, and if it's something like a special event or something like that, that will always be on the home page. Other than that, this page will not change other than the pattern for the week. All right. And here we've got about us. This tells you about Georgia and how I became the online tatting plus owner and operator. Now, Georgia has retired. I do own it. She handed it off to me to keep the classes going for people that want to learn to tat. There's a caveat to that is I can't charge you to learn to tat. If it takes you 6 years and you're in these classes for 6 years, I cannot charge you 1 penny to teach you to tat because we solely run on donations. And we do have a PayPal account for donations. We also take super chats, super stickers, and super thanks. But if you're strapped for cash with this economy, just watch the commercials. That is a huge help. Okay. So when the commercials run on the replays, let them play. Go get you a drink, go to the bathroom, get you a cracker and cheese, something that you want, and come back to the video. Okay. Let those commercials run. We have migrated up to where we're not getting pennies on a peanut. We're getting actually pennies. Okay. So let the commercials play. All right. The next thing is registration. Now, if you've got friends or family members that would like to join in and learn to cat, have them come here, the registration page, and register. Now, one thing I will say, We need city and state. There's a reason for that. If you are close to another tatter that is very professed in tatting, we can possibly hook you up with them so that you can work one-on-one with them, alright? We have links all over the world with people that help tatters further their education and real time. You're sitting at the same table, having a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, a Coke, whatever your heart's desire, and you're learning to tat and meeting a new friend. So make sure you fill out your city and state. If you're in another country, the minute you say what country you're in, there's gonna be another box pop up here, and you tell us the province, and we can find a tap buddy if there's one in that area and you request one, okay? You have to request. We do not give out personal information to anyone. We are the go-between, okay? We don't sell your information, we don't give it away. So if you want a cat buddy in your area, gotta give us some time. We will hunt you up someone, see if they're willing to work with you or if they have time, and then hook you up. See, it's easy peasy. So registration, make sure we get all that information. When y'all filled it out, if you didn't give me all the information, make sure you just send it in advance. All right, now we've got your all's button. This is your button. You click on beginners. Check this out. These are your lessons. This is what you are going to learn, and it's going to take 6 weeks. This is not the first week of your classes. This is just a meet and greet, and we're going to go over some of the supplies that you will find you're going to use in these classes over time. You don't need all this now. I will tell you before we get out of class today what you need for class next week, so you have time to get it together. All right? So if you click on any of these, lesson 1, it will take you to lesson 1's page. It'll give you every little detail you need for lesson 1, okay? Now, down at the bottom of the beginner's page are the rules, and below the rules is where your weekly assignment for that week and your homework will be listed, okay? Now, when you get your assignments for that week, that is your homework, okay? This will give you everything you need to be able to accomplish your homework, alright? This will tell you what your homework is. Now, because you're beginners, everybody learns at a different level. So I try to give an assorted array of patterns from very, very easy to a little bit more difficult. And what you're gonna do is take a snapshot, telephone, snap it, send it in to the online tatting class email. Pam will post those in the group. I personally will comment on your homework to you personally. I will not comment to you on any negative values or anything you need to improve on in the group. That is between you and me, nobody else. Because it's embarrassing sometimes. You don't wanna hear that you did this wrong or that wrong, but you get a lot of kudos and a lot more than you think in this class because any improvement is improvement. So we don't condemn something you made a mistake on. We look at what you improved, okay? And we help you improve in the other areas. So you're not gonna see that on the Facebook group, but you are gonna hear compliments, cheers, pats on the back, all kinds of fun little things, alright? And then at the end of this 6 weeks, we're gonna review. And if you're ready to move on to the bigger class that comes on Tuesday, we'll move you on over there and take you out of beginners. If you don't feel you're ready, and I don't see that you're ready, in your homework, you want to go there because that's a little taxing on beginners. I mean, it's fast paced, one, and it's techniques you've never heard of. I mean, you all don't even know what a double stitch is, you new people. And we got to get from I don't know what I'm doing to wow, I can do this in 6 weeks. And guess what? You're going to do it. Keep a positive attitude, a positive outlook, and you will succeed. Okay. I will work with you as much as I need to get you to succeed. All right. That's my commitment to you. Your commitment to me is going to be I've got enthusiasm. I'm ready to do this. I am excited to learn. That's all you got to commit to me and that you're willing to do the work. Okay. So, with that said, let's go back up here to where all these little buttons are. Excuse my husband, he works. We both work. The next button's for the Tuesday class. That's intermediate and advanced student. And when we have class on Tuesday, their work will be on their pages, just like yours. All right. Here we have patterns. Now, you want to be adventurous, start cruising. Okay. You can tag any of these patterns. You can, if you tat them, you can sell the actual tatted piece. Right? A lot of people make earrings and they sell them, or they'll make a little doily or something like that, and they'll leave it as part of their tip at a dining table. You'd be surprised how many people know about tatting that don't know how to do it. So there are parts of this directory that don't have anything in them yet. I've got 22 years of George's work and then 6 years of what I've been doing that I got to get up on the website. So we're working on it. All right. We're trying to get it up. I've got my husband and we've been working like, oh gosh, we've been working our fingers to now. The next one is tatting techniques. Now, this is a page you all are going to use quite frequently. Okay. As a beginner, this is where you're going to get the information that you need. Every bit of this comes from our files, and there's more to go up. So keep checking back. If there's something you're looking for, it's not up here. Give me a shout out. I'll dig it out. I'll put it together. I'll get it up. All right. Especially if you're looking for it. That means you're trying something and you don't understand it. It needs help. If you happen to click on any of these links and they don't go anywhere, let me know. I got to fix the link. It seems like every time we adjust the lettering on it or something, then we have this problem. It loses links. So, in resources, that's your next tab. Uh, resources, excuse me, just a minute. Let me go in there. Oh, hush. Hush. He puts his headphones on for work and he forgets they can hear him just fine. How many of y'all do that? I do. Okay, let's see. Last one is tatting techniques, and then we've gone into resources. All right, resources. This is places that are known sellers of tatting supply. I've bought from these people. They are bona fide. They're good quality customer service with them. Okay. So some of them are out of the country. Uh, the tatting shuttles by Veronica. Those come from Russia. They're handmade wooden shuttles. I've got many of them myself. Right now, with what's going on between Russia and Ukraine, we're not able to get shuttles from her, and we're not able to get anything from Ukraine. Nothing's going in, nothing's coming out. So, just wait for it. When things settle down and all this mess goes away, we'll be able to get shuttles and stuff from Veronica. She is, very nice lady, okay, and she's worked with the classes on supplies for many, many years, and her father or grandfather, excuse me, he made the shuttles for Nina Livin, her Benal shuttles, he made those. She would send wood to Russia to make her shuttles. So, yeah, they're very well known. She supplies all the shuttles to the Ankar school in Russia. So, it's big family conglomerate thing there, and, they're very, very nice people. It's a shame that innocents are caught up in that mess. Okay, tatting reference information. This is where you can go and get all kinds of reference on different things. This too will be updated as time goes and we dig through the file. If you know anything about websites and stuff, you most people are very organized. Georgia didn't know a lot about website. Her husband Richard worked the website, but things when Georgia would pull stuff out, she forgot where it went, so it got moved. And so, yeah, we've got pictures way over here. We got documents over here, and we got text way back here. Yeah, it's all over the place. So we have to hunt everything down, and it takes a while. But we get stuff up pretty quick if it's requested. That takes priority over anything else. Okay. Now, public domain books. These are books that Georgia owned and had up on the site. She has permissions for every single one of these books that are up here. There are more in the files. Peruse at your leisure, print at your leisure, and enjoy. That's why they're here. Okay? So let's go back to websites of importance. These are websites that tatters have. And as you can see, we got lots and lots of websites. All these are bona fide websites, the last I checked. If you run across one that the link is dead, I will look up a current link if there is one. If there's not, we will have to remove that link because that means the person is chatting with the angels. Okay? That's usually what happens. They're making beautiful robes. That's all I can say. Then we have our YouTube channels. Now, this is a list of many YouTube channels. If you all have a website and you sell merchandise or patterns or something like that, you would like for us to post your website or your YouTube channel on our list, please say so, and I will add you to the list. Okay? But you gotta, it has to deal with tatting. We're not putting stuff up that doesn't deal with tatting. All right? We just have to be careful because everything has to prove we do a tatting class. Okay? Because I am part of a nonprofit. I am working to get my own. So there's I won't go any further. That's just too much technical. Now, here we've got Georgia's book reviews, and there's several of them here, but we've got others, and we've got to dig those out. Then we have reviews by other tatters. Anita Berry, in fact, reviewed Nanetta's latest book, Tatting is a Serious Matter. That is a fantastic book. Get your hands on it, okay? Amazon's got it. And that's it as far as the website. Down here, these buttons, they will take you to the YouTube channel. They'll take you to our Facebook page. They'll email the class, and you can hit that and donate all in one stop. All right. the goal of this website is to draw as much information into one location for tatters that we possibly can, okay? So they don't have to hunt all over the web for something. It's right here. They just come, they get what they want, and then mosey on. All right? So that's the website. Now, let me see. I'm gonna stop sharing that, and let's see. Is there any question? Oh, Elizabeth, I'm sorry. My name's Tammy Montgomery. I am the voice on Georgia's videos. And there is links on our YouTube channel to Georgia's video channels. So questions, questions, questions. Let's see. Did you get in all right, Elizabeth? Pam, can you make can you check and see if Elizabeth's in the list? She should have been. Elizabeth, I'm gonna get you tatting. Trust me. I will get you tatting. That's right. That's me. Okay, now let's move on to our YouTube channel. Let me go to the actual channel and then I'll get us in there. So I want to come in as you all would. And you want to bookmark this because there is a ton of information. All right, we're going to share this screen. All right, now we're sharing this screen. And when you search us on the web, okay, you do a Google search. This is what's going to come up. Is this class, the last class, and then you'll go on to Georgia's. Those are my hands, folks. There's her beginning shuttle tatting class. That's got a lot of information that we don't have on our videos. And I'm sorry if you're getting double feed on this, okay? I don't mean hi, Tanya, hi, Mary. I don't mean for you to get a double feed on the other videos. If you do get a double feed on it, I apologize. Just mute your computer or whatever. 'Cause I don't know how to do this. They've changed things on my little tool I use. Okay, back to this. Let's go to today's our when we're going to our website, our online chatting class YouTube channel. Now, I do know Georgia and I are going to have a chit chat over that happens. All right. Now, what you see when you come in is this. On the videos page, it will give you all the videos we've got. Then you go into live. When you go into live, it gives you every live class that we've had over the years. But if you go to playlist, look at this. These are the current live streams for this year, 25, 26 sessions. This is live streams for 25, live streams for 24, 23, 22, 21. This is beginner tatter information. This is a very important video location for you. This here is beginner's tatting class. Shuttle tatting techniques is something you will go to frequently. Okay. And then this, I don't know if y'all can see this. This is the private class button. If I hold a private class with you, it will be under that and you will have links. I will leave that up there. When I'm working with someone, until you tell me to take it down, it doesn't come down. It stays. All right. And then we have needle tatting techniques for you needle tatters. Yes, I needle tack. Yes, I know how to needle tack. I'm not crazy about needle tatting for the simple fact it's loosey-goosey, okay? To me, it's loosey-goosey. Once you learn shovel tatting, needle tatting will fall to the wayside. But don't get rid of your needles because you still need them because there are techniques, and it's user specific, okay, that look better on needle than they do on shuttle, okay, and vice versa. Now, what looks good to me on needle versus shuttle may be different than what looks good to you on needle versus shuttle. Now, I will teach all the techniques that I use in the beginner class, just as Georgia did, okay, in needle. I will walk you through step-by-step instructions, and I don't know whether I'm going to hold it after the shuttle class or on another day of the week. I don't know yet. I haven't I haven't figured that one out yet. You all let me know if you want a full needle class or just a class after shuttle class for like 30 minutes. You send it into the email and let me know. If whatever you want, I'm here to please. All right. With that said, that is the YouTube channel. Okay. And you can comment, you can, you know, take and add things like, great video or something like that. I will give you a thumbs up. I'll even give you a sticker, you know, okay? But this is for you, all right? And there are links on our channel. When you come up here, you see it says more links. Those other links to the other channels that I run for chatters. All of George's is on here too. So I've got several channels. And what YouTube does is they combine all that together and give me a bottom number. And I have 95,000 subscribers on all. That's a good day because we're keeping it alive. Without classes like these and other tatters that share videos, without them, and without us, tatting would die because most people today are visual. Not book, visual. After they learn the visual side, they go to the book and they say, "Man, this is easy." And that's the way it works. I'm a visual learner. So now I'm gonna stop sharing that, close that window, and go back into the class. Now, is there yeah, you can push the button for closed caption. It will. I've also got it set for languages too. Now, YouTube does the translation. I don't. I only speak one language, and I muddle that up more times than not. That's English. But YouTube's got, um, you can click at the top in settings, and you can tell it what language you want it to be in. Okay, now let me go through and well, thank you, Tanya. Did they tell you why I didn't make a cat face? I went in with Mia. I've got papers on her, and I've got a badge that she has. They even took the QR code off the badge and ran it through. She is a support dog, and last year they let her in. This year they said, "No dogs allowed." No dogs allowed. They wouldn't let us in my dog. I reported them to 88. They're not allowed to do that. The worst they can do because she's support is charge me a deposit. That's it. But I'll tell you, I stayed at the Hilton with her, and they didn't charge me nothing, and all I did was show them her badge. That was it. Her badge is a photo ID of her, and it's through the federal government, and they would not let her do it. Yeah, you can't use captions during class unless you start it before. Wait till after class, and then you can click the little okay? But during class, it don't change nothing. I mean, seriously, you won't change from a pen to a pencil, I don't think. Alright, now for your eyes, I have a stack of stuff down, and we've got stacks over here we're gonna go through, so this is gonna be a lot of 411. Now, I want you to grab your notebook I told you to bring, pen or pencil. It's time to take notes, alright? So, let me switch to the other camera, my down shot, and look at what I got up here. Now, I'm gonna jiggle a little bit because I wanna zoom in, if I can get it to go. There we go. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff here. All this is tatted stuff I've done over the years, and this I've got a Christmas tree. I know y'all s the ones that were here last year. Hi, Carmen. Uh, y'all seen my little Christmas tree that Mary Jane gave me. Oh, by the way, folks, say hi to Mary Jane. I forgot to tell you. Mary Jane is a student. She's 96 years old, and she used to follow Georgia. Her and Georgia met in California, and this was a long time ago. Hi, Jen. And she went to every one of Georgia's Tat Days. Everywhere Georgia was, that's where Mary Jane was. Well, when I took over classes, she was the first one to call me. And, for Christmas, because we live on a rig, we've got a big camper, and, because we live on it, she says, "You gotta have a Christmas tree. There's nowhere to put one." I said, "Yeah, that's a problem 'cause I like the Christmas tree." She gave me a little tiny Christmas tree, so I made tiny ornaments to go on my tiny Christmas tree, and I put some tiny ornaments on that tree, and I made all these. Now, mind you, most of these are done in size 40 thread. Look how delicate they turned out. You see? This was, I wanna say it's Jennifer Williams' book, 24 Tatted Snowflakes. Now, this is metallic thread. Yes, y'all are gonna get to play with metallic. We're gonna have fun. But these are all my tatted little snowflakes, okay? And they're done in tiny, tiny threads. I've got one in here, it's done in size 80. There you go. That one's done in size 80. So is that one. So, yeah, and I'll put these on my tree, and it makes us have Christmas, okay? But I wasn't always this good. I still make mistakes, okay? Just like everybody else. We're not none of us perfect. This is a pattern. You all will get to it this year. We did this in class this last semester. And this is one of Jennifer Williams' little patterns. And it is the cutest pattern you ever seen. And it's so easy. It looks difficult, but it looks, it's super, super easy. This is a piece of jewelry. It's a pendant. They usually come smaller. My earrings, I'll take 'em off and show them to you because you can't really see them. My hair. This is that same pattern. This is done in size 80 thread. This is done in size 10. There's your size difference, folks. That's the difference between 80 and size 10 on size. Now, if that don't blow your mind, nothing will. So, let me take these off and just wait. Here, I'll put 'em up. Later, Gator. Now, I showed this in Monday's class. My son just got married, and my daughter-in-law had me to put padding on her veil. She also wanted padding in her flowers, and she wanted padding in this. So I went wild with tatting. And some of the students made bone ring, napkin rings for 'em. By the way, guys, they love the bone ring napkin rings. So, I made little flowers to go in all the bouquets, and I had a few of these left over. This is a three-dimensional flower, okay, with a bead in the center. Guess what? You're going to be able to do this, and not too long from now either. That I guarantee. This is a little tat bit that I was playing around with. It's a triangle. This is done in size 40 thread. Okay. Now this is done in size 20 thread. This is out of a Rita Weiss book. Get it on Amazon. And it's dirty. It needs cleaning. I've been saving my dirties so you can take we're gonna show you in class how to wash it, and that way you all will know how to wash it and block your tatting. That's a lesson we're going to learn. That'll be in the advanced class because you gotta get through beginners before you do the washing, okay? This how many of you have heard of Renelec? This is her spring dolly for 2025. This is my startup, okay? I got more rounds. This is one I just threw together. I had a bunch of these rounds, okay? And I thought, "Well, I wonder what it would look like if I made a dolly," and I just took different colors. These were I I call it cleaning my shuttles, and I made these, cleaning my shuttles off, okay? And then I made white ones, put the color in the center, and each one connect but if you notice between the color and the next color, there's only one white one. That took some doing to figure that out because I kept trying to do the whole piece and put them together, and I didn't want that. This adds pops of color all over the place, okay? So that's this we did a couple of years back. This was supposed to be a sun catcher. I never got my, brass ring done, but I liked it, and you know what this does? This sits on my table, and I've got a base that sits on it, and it sparkles. So and this is the blue doily. It's in the files, okay? I think it's Coretta Lockmiller, isn't it? Okay, this is Mary Connor's Magic Square. This one here is an advanced pattern, and you tap this whole thing in one pass. And what one pass means that when you start here and you go all the way around and come back, you're gonna end right here before you snip off your thread. So this big piece, it's done in size 40, so you can imagine it's gonna grow if you use size 20 and size 10. But this piece is all one pass, so you don't have a bunch of ends to tie in, okay? This here is another doily. This is in size 10. This is needle tatted. I needle tatted this. This is not shuttle tatted. So you can see I can needle tat, okay? So now I'm gonna fold this back. This is my very beginnings, okay? This is the 3rd doily I made, and this is a square. Y'all see how big this thing is? Let me take this camera out some. That's as far as it goes. But as you can see, it's a square, but it looks like it's round because the way the square is made. So all your patterns can give texture and depth to your work just by the way they come together, okay? So this is a square you all are going to do in this class. In That's okay, Christina, you're fine. Um, you're gonna learn this square, and I'm gonna show you how to put it together, and it's the easiest pattern you can ever do, and you look how you can build on it and make a runner, a cover for your bed, or the back of a chair, a little throw. Think of the things you can do, and this is size 10 thread. So you see, you cover a lot of turf with 10. Like I said, this is my early beginnings. Now, I'm gonna show you this one first. This is when I was learning ring and chain, okay? This is size 10, it's needle padded. This is ring and chain. What I did with this one was I tatted around, and then we learned the clover. I tatted that round, and then I just went back and forth, okay? And that helped me learn, and there's a ton of mistakes in it helped me learn how to make picots. It helped me learn how I needed to join things, how I needed to my work. Everything I needed to get a finished piece that looked really good, I learned with this one. Now, this next one is my first attempt at design. This is not a pattern you can go out and get. I designed this myself. And how did I design this? Every round on this is a different technique that I learned. That's how I learned it, because by the time on these outer ones, by the time you got back around, it was in the brain. It was stuck, and I knew how to do it. So, this is something I want you to try because this will help the basics stick. If you're repetitive with something that you touch, feel, see, you will remember. It will stay with you. It will build muscle memory, and that's what you need. Basics with muscle memory. All right? So now we've got all of these little fun things that we're gonna do and that we will do between the 2 classes. If you take this class, you will learn in the Tuesday class. I have to think where I'm at. You will learn in Tuesday's class even more in-depth patterns. Tuesday's class, you're gonna learn how to make some really nice jewelry. I'm just telling you. So then you can sell earrings. But first, what we've gotta do is we've gotta get this. Now, most of you have already seen this, but new people haven't. Before we get into this, I wanna check for questions. Jack wants to learn the ornaments. Well, we're gonna do snowflakes for Christmas. We have to do snowflakes for Christmas. Alright. When you make larger projects in ether or white, do you buy all of your thread at the one time? Yes, I advise you to buy it all at once because dye lots are different, even on white and ether. They could vary a shade, okay? And keep those dye lots together when you store your threads. And with tatting thread especially, folks, make sure it can breathe. You package it in plastic, make sure it's got a hole in it. Careful of little critters, they will get in there, okay? So what I do is I put it in plastic, okay? Then I put it in a cloth bag, alright? In fact, I got a bag here, I can show you how I keep thread. See this bag right here? It's got thread in it. Now, if I'm working on a project. If I'm going to store this, I will put all of this in a plastic bag with a hole in it. Just take a hole punch a hole in it, drop it in the plastic bag, put the plastic bag inside your cloth bag. Your cloth bag will allow the thread to breathe, but will keep everything out that can get in there, like mites, things like that. And they do get in your house. So that's a little tidbit of information. That should go down in your book, your little notebook. All right. Now, let's see. It's okay. We're learning, Lillian. Esther, which pattern is it that you want? I can share any of these patterns with you. We can go over it again if you want after class. Before we leave, stick around and I'll go over them with you and I'll get you the pattern. I'll send it to you and you hold on to it because you're going to do that. I'm going to see to it. All right. Let's see. Is there any other questions? Well, thank you, Carmen. Thank you very much. All right. Let's go back down here. You got your organizer. It'll be there Monday. Great. That's the next thing. You took a screenshot. Okay. You got yours, Maria? All right. The square and the red and cream. Are you talking the let me see. Oh, my my little patterns, these right here. There's no pattern for them, Esther. This was my own homework. So, but yeah, there's no pattern for this one or this one. I just took what I learned and started making rounds. That's why they look like bullseyes. This one here, there's no pattern for it. I never wrote a pattern for it. We can work on one as a group. I mean, that's not hard to do. We can make that as a class project if y'all want. This is your class, it's not mine. I'm just teaching. All right. For the new ones that are here, y'all didn't get to see the goodie stack. Okay. This is a sample book, and I want everyone here. While I've got this open, let me say this real quick. Kathy, thank you for your donation. And if Shelby May is in here, thank you very much for your donation as well. I got that out. All right. Now, yes, we can do the same with different techniques. Okay, I'm going to show you as Elizabeth. We're getting into it. This here is my sample, and everybody loves it because one, it snaps closed. Two, it's plastic. Three, it keeps all your tatted samples in a plastic sleeve so it doesn't get dirty. Now, what is this sample book? This is a jewelry organizer. As I said before, I live full time on a rig. It's not a rig as you think, big 18 wheeler, although we're as big as an 18 wheeler. When you're on one of these things, everything has to be locked down. I have a ton of jewelry. Trust me. I had 3 huge jewelry boxes. I love jewelry. And, I thought, "Well, I gotta get something." And I bought one of these. It held my jewelry. Well, as time went on, I got tired of every time I go in there, I have to pull the jewelry out and blah, blah, blah. I gotta come up with another plan. So I did. I ended up buying the jewelry box. And so, yeah, it's back in the jewelry box, and I just packed the jewelry box tightly with the bungee cord and all. But what this does is it keeps all of our samples, what we make in it. And the best thing is, you're gonna need this as you go along. Your thread sizes, your stitch count. What you wanna do is measure an inch line on your little card and you want to tack enough double stitches for that 1 inch. Write down the name of the thread and here on the side, the size. What that will do is you go and you say, "Okay, I'm making this pattern. I'm using this thread. Now what do I want to do? Alright, now I've gotta count my stitches. I don't want to waste thread." This book will help you count, and I'm gonna teach you that in these courses, how to count your stitches and know how much thread within 3 inches of what you're doing, so you don't overuse thread, have a bunch of shuttles with thread on them, and you don't know what you're gonna do, and you don't wanna hide the ends and end up with all these shuttles you're gonna make butterflies out of, okay? So we don't want that. This will help you get the thread right, okay? Then we've also got rings, okay? This will show you the different sizes of the rings and the different sizes of threads. These are all things you need, okay? Then we go back here, I've got it labeled, okay, with a little tab that says techniques, and this is different techniques. As you can see, I'm still working on my sample book, okay? Here is inverted padded chain. These are different techniques, and I've padded all of these. This is how you learn, and you put your instructions in here. If you got your instructions off of a piece of paper, cut it up like I did. Use that for your instructions. Don't write all that out. Use what you got. Print it out and go from there. But as you can see, this is how we do it, and this is your sample book. Now, you can create one like this for just your basic samples on your thread sizes, on technique, or you can create one with small samples of your work. Okay. Now you can use this. You can use a little notebook like this with the blank pages. Make sure it's acid free. Or we could do this. Thank you, Anna. Anna got this for me and she sent it to me because I sew and I make bags, sell them at days to offset the cost of the classes as well. And she got that for me. She said, "I could just see you doing that." I thought it was so sweet. Um, but yeah, you can use a paper like this. You glue it down on the paper, make your little notes, and you've got it all right in a handy book. You can use one of these composition books if you want. It doesn't matter what your sample book is made of, as long as you make it, okay? Now, these little plastic things, they come like this, okay? And you get both the small pockets and the big pockets. You can buy extras if you'd like, alright? You put them in there, you get you some index cards, cut them to fit, you snap it shut, you're ready to go. Or you can get this one over here that zips, alright? You can get bigger ones, you can get smaller ones, alright? Doesn't matter. It's what you want. I don't you ready for this, Kathy? I don't own one of my own tatting bags. I'm gonna make another batch winter sitting in. I got a bunch of fabric in the attic, so yeah, I got an attic. It's actually a bunker. It's above me. I call it my attic because it stores everything. Um, but yeah, when I make one start making the bags, I'll show them to you. I don't Pam, have you got a picture that you can share in the group of yours? Alright, so we got the sample book. Now, you need this sample book soon. Now, I have an Amazon link, it's under the video. Click that, it will take you to all the little goodies. Yes, we now have an Amazon link. We are an Amazon affiliate, okay? And by being an affiliate of Amazon, they let me list all the videos I've used on all videos. So, make sure you check out the affiliate link. And that will also if you're gonna shop at Amazon, shop through our link, and that way it'll also pay us money for you shopping there. They pay us, you don't. Yeah, I asked that if I could, and Georgia said yes. She is such a wonderful person. She really is. Okay, now I'm gonna show you well, these are the little bags that I'm making now, and they snap like this. They open up. They're a little pouch. Got your tatting in there, and these things do hold a lot. Okay, I'm not gonna kid you. They hold a lot. This is a scissor case. All of them come with a matching scissor case. Scissors in there keep the tips from getting bent and all that. And then snap it up. These I use when I go to the doctor's because I can close it up fast. This is a bag that Deb Arnold, and I do have a link for her, sells on her in her Etsy, and this it the one she makes has got CD down here in the bottom. I took the CDs out because I can mush these and poke them in places. And they don't take up a lot of space. With the CD in there, it does. What you do, get this open. You open it up, and in here, there's all kinds of little pockets, and you can see I got little bitty threads in here. I do use my bags, okay? And they got little pockets all the way around, and you poke your stuff in it. All right, this bag is a Deb Arnold bag, and she does have an Etsy shop. Her shop is listed below the video. Everything I show you now will be under the video, okay? See, I have been a busy beaver. This one here is just one I started making. I sell them at Tat Days, and, I I have an Etsy shop, but with everything that's going on right now, we've got it shut down, and, so I don't know if we're gonna open it again or not until things settle down. Um, Another thing you can invest in, get you some bead mats. You're gonna need them. Okay? Not right now, but down the road, and these are beadsmiths. These are sticky bead mats. If you're playing with beads, get a sticky bead mat. It keeps them tame, keeps them corralled, and you ain't chasing beads all over the floor. I think they're like 5.99, 6.99. Get you a bead mat. Not on the Amazon shop yet because they were out of them, and if they don't have them in stock right then, you can't put it up there. It won't let you. So, I will get it and put it up there as soon as they have more. But it's called Beadsmith's Sticky Bead Mat. That's what it is. So there you go. There's that. Or you can get some Velux, and these usually come in a 3-pack. The new bags I'm gonna be making, the base inside is going to have so everybody's gonna have a Velux base inside their bags, okay? Now, the next thing that's very important before we get the thread, that's this tray. Oh, these are the extra bags you can get to go in them clear ones. There's the small bag, and this is the large bag, and these keep everything sealed, so things don't tarnish, they don't get dirty, nothing, okay? That over there. Now, you can get these here, these little cases from Handy Hands. Okay, you can also get them on Amazon. I don't think Amazon carries the one with the little crochet hooks and the or the clover with the crochet hooks and the bobbin clovers. I don't know. Well, made it, Wormy. Alright, so in here, I have a uh, uh, clover shuttle, post shuttle that has a hook on it. Very expensive. They're like 13, 15.99 a piece. Clover makes the best tatting shuttles. I'm just saying. okay? Clover makes the best. What I put in the phone case is things that I carry with me and don't want to lose, especially if I've got a lot of projects I'm working on. So, they come in 2 sizes. It's the only 2 sizes they got, and it's the hooks that are 2 sizes, okay? The smallest hook is for very fine threads. The larger hook is for the larger threads. The bobbin shuttles are not sold in the States anymore. Twisted Pico carries them in her shop, and I seen some on Amazon, but they didn't have the Clover name, so knockoff. I don't know if Clover's gonna bring them back or not, but bobbin shuttles is a great shuttle to have because you can change out the shuttle and change your color real quick, okay? Um, Tatting needles, we'll get into those. Here is crochet hook. Now we have a 14 and a 15. They didn't have any 16s at Handy Hands or Lassie's, and 16 is for very fine threads, 80 and above. When I say above, we are talking all the way up to 170 thread. When you get up to 170 thread, it is as thin as your hair. And yes, people do tap with it. I don't know how. I do good with 80. I won't do any more than 80. I have tatted with 100. I have tatted with 120. And yeah, I wouldn't do that for a living for that. That's asking to go blind. I'm just saying, just asking to go blind. But these little hooks, these mini crochet hooks, they're great. Handy Hands carries them and so does Lucy's, um, because you can fix them up and make them pretty, okay? You can put little pretties on. Have I got another one up here? I bet I don't. I bet you dollars to donuts I don't. I don't. These are all the wooden ones. But you can put pretties on. These are silicone beads. I bought them so I could keep the tips of my crochet hooks. You know, we are talking super fine crochet hook. I don't wanna bend my tips because once you bend them, the crochet hook's shot. So, I use these little silicone beads, and I get mine from Cara Beads. There's other places that sell the beads. I go for the fun beads, so you can get just standard brown beads if you want. I just want fun beads. But, yeah, I got some pretties back here. I got some pretties back here. Yeah, I got a bunch of them that I've done that to, is added beads and stuff, okay? So, with that said, y'all see these goodies, just keep eyeballing these goodies, I'll tell you where they come from. You can get Lassie's tatting needles. You can get Handy Hands, of course, it says yarn, but all my Handy Hands needles are in here. Um, you can get Handy Hands needles, and I don't know if you can find these anymore. These are DMC tatting. There is one other tatting needle out, and it is called Hi, Shelby. Um, it is called the Jiffy tatting needle. If you find one of those, you get it, you hang on to it. Those are very rare to run across, okay? They're not made anymore, and the people that made them, there was a reason that they made them. Lady had glaucoma, she was going blind, and tatting was her love. She always said tatting was her first love, and her husband was the second. And, uh, she started losing her sight. Her husband knew that that was gonna kill her because she couldn't tat because you tat with sight. And so he went out to the work shed, made her a needle to tat with so that she could feel the stitches as she tatted, and that's where the Jiffy tatting needle came from. Before, they used embroidery needles to needle tat, the dull-tipped embroidery needles, but now we have a variety of tatting needles. So get you a set of tatting needles, okay? Now, for needle cutters, you're gonna need class a size 10 thread and a size 5 tatting needle, okay? I do advise everyone learning both tools because like I say, some techniques lend to be nicer with one tool or the other, okay? Now, everybody wants to know what a tatsy shuttle is. This is a tatsy shuttle. You see how big that puppy is? I've tatted with that, trust me. I did on, videos I did for Georgia. That is like moving a boat through your hands. I'm just putting it out there. It's like moving a boat through your hands. Now, the shuttles that I use now are those, and I use these. The thing on these is tip. I never use tip, but these are my clovers, and these are my favorite. And as you can see, that tatsy swallows that clover. Now, if I'm working on a really big project and I got a lot of rings, a lot of chains that I'm gonna be making, I will grab 1 tatsy. If I have to use 2 shuttles for the pattern, the tatsy will automatically go for the chains, okay? And that's so I can carry all that thread without having to tie in. Okay, Mary, glad you came. That is the cards project was tatting cards that, a lady had created, and I forget what the name of them is. I've still got the cards. I'll share them in class. I gotta hunt them up. They're in this room somewhere. It's a small room. It holds a lot. That's all I can tell you, but I do have them, and I'll share them in class, okay? And, but anyway, this is a tattoo shuttle. It's good if you're working on a big project. You gotta have 2 shuttles. Make this your 2nd shuttle, your ball shuttle, okay? This one is a GR8. Now, this is a bobbin shuttle. You adjust your tension as you go right here, okay? That's your GR8 shuttle. These are expensive. They are pricey, okay? And Mary, I'll get with you, tomorrow about the classes with you, the private classes. We'll get them started up. Uh, back to this. GR8 is made by the Shuttle Brothers. Well, there's only one Shuttle brother left now. One has passed on, and he still makes all these shuttles by hand. They all come with a pick or a hook. You have to tell him what direction you want your hook to go. But they're a good shuttle. I got them just to add them to my collection. That was all. I've got 3 of them, and they are part of my collection. I don't use them because I don't wanna break them. This here is by oh lord, what is it? The name? Divine. Oh lord, I can't remember. She's on our list. She makes these are enamel, and it's a butterfly, and it is a tatting shuttle. No, I've never tatted with it. It's in my collection. Okay. Now this is one everybody uses. It's called a moonlet, and it's got the crochet hook. If anything that gives you a hook or a pick to pull your picots with, it's a keeper. I'm just telling. Because if you've got one like this that doesn't have it, you're constantly picking up and picking up and picking up. This is where you get holes in your body, picking it up until you learn to tap. So for now, get you a moonlet, a clover, or a knockoff clover. See how big that one is? This is on my Mitty Clark. Thank you, Tom. I it was on the tip of my tongue. Um, I've got a link to these. You can get 6 of these, okay? And some, tatting needle and crochet hook, I believe. And these work great. This is great for learning because you're gonna put pressure. You don't want something that you're gonna break and it'd be expensive. You want something cheap, okay? I sit there and watch the lady hold that shuttle in her hands so tight she busted it in 15 pieces. That ain't no joke. Um, but yeah, get you some of these. They're on the Amazon list, and it's like 7.99, 8.99 for 6 shuttles, crochet hook, and all kinds of things. So get you these. These are clovers. Remember, it'll say clover if it's a clover. This is put out by Handy Hand. These are just the tip of the iceberg on the shuttles I have. This one here is made by Shuttle by Design. It's an acrylic shuttle. I've not had any problem with these. They hold a lot. They hold a lot of beads. Okay, these are great for jewelry making. They fit in tight spaces. Okay, and this is your typical metal shuttle that you get at any craft store. Um, these used to be boy shuttles, and I forget the name of the other one. This is just a plain one. I think these are the ones that Hobby Lobby carries. And you get the hook. There's the little hook. But the nice thing is with these, you're getting this box and get it to come out. You can see I don't use this. All right. Anybody? Anybody get that out? Push that bobbin out if you can. My nails get in my way. There we go. Push the bobbin out. You hook the bobbin on the tip of this. Of course, it's not wanting to, but there you go. It's not going in there. You can flatten that with a pair of pliers, but you put it on that on the bobbin, use this to wind it, or you can put it on your sewing machine. Either one, doesn't matter, okay? Put your bobbin in. I've not used this one. It's spanking new, okay? But I don't use them. I showed you the ones I use. This here is a boy, okay? These are an old boy. This one is Chicago. If it says Chicago, it's been around for a while. All right. So collector. This here is Powell. He's on there. He's on our list. Powell Pulaski. I can't say his name. He is in Poland, and he makes some of the coolest shuttles. Okay. This is just a post shuttle. You wrap it just like you do in any other post shuttle. They're heavy. They're metal. They do come with the hook, but the problem with it, you drop it, your thread's coming off. You chase the shuttle more than you use it. This is another one from Mitty Clark. It's got a dragon on it. And this is from Lacease, and this is a Celtic shuttle. You're going to weave Celtics. This is what you're going to need. Okay. This you can get your hands on. Guy in Ukraine, Romanov, he's on the list. Made these and sent them to me. And this is the case. I got two of them. Case that it goes in. This is Baltic amber, and the case is magnetic, and it covers it up, and it keeps it from getting dirty your threads. But that's your shuttles. Now you can get inexpensive shuttles, or you can get expensive shuttles. The flavor is yours. These are Quranic. That's what they look like. They're wood shuttles. They're very light. Uh, I know y'all have heard of Madher. Madher, I can't say her name. I really can't. These are made with bamboo. Okay. And they're very lightweight. They don't weigh hardly anything. Those, I call them my flying shuttles. 'Cause they go flying every time I go use them because I'm just flying along and then there goes the shuttle. But yeah, those, this is all what you can get. I would invest for starters with this. That's just my say. Okay, you can go into these more expensive ones if you want, but I would start with the cheapest one because you're gonna have an ironclad grip on that shuttle. We don't want shuttles busted in your hands because you get cut. You get cut, you bleed. You bleed on your padding, you get mad. It's just a chain reaction. It's just what happens. All right. These are picot gauges, different ones. You can get this one from Handy Hands. Now, I'm gonna show you guys something, especially you new people. Look, you see here it's got holes? That's to measure your tatting needles. So when you drop your tatting needle in there, it will tell you what size it is. If it goes completely through, that's what the size is. When you pull it out the other side, that's what size needle it is. That you need because when you carry them around in a case like this, how are you gonna remember what size it is? You got 5 shuttle or 5 needles in there. Which one's size 5? See? You don't wanna carry 15 of these around, really, you don't. So get the picot gauge like this, alright? It gives you all the measurements as well. I'll show you how to use it. Now as you get more professed, you can get one of these, okay? And it's a gauge for your seams, and you can use that as a picot gauge. You can also use Thank You Teresa, them Chinese restaurants you go to, and they give you these little stir stick things, or coffee places, you get these little stir stick things. There you go. There's your picot gauge. Inexpensive. Get a cup of coffee and get a picot gauge. All right. You get a new phone, you got a picot gauge. Get a new tablet, you got a picot gauge. They make perfect picot gauges for the tiny picots, your joining ones. The silver one here, Madam So, I think she's on Amazon, and she's got a regular shop. If you sew, she's got some cool stuff. I'm just here to tell you she's got some cool stuff. All right, these are the Clover picot gauges. Those are listed on the Amazon affiliate. Okay, this is I didn't pull out all of them. It's a huge thing. This is the picot gauges that Veronica makes with tatting shuttle and stuff. This is what she makes. Now, expensive. I won't lie to you. Um, but the best picot gauge I ever found was a used gift card, and I cut it because your picots don't have to be measured unless the pattern calls for them to be measured or you're in a competition because they do measure. For personal use and gifts, gift cards work like a charm, and it costs you nothing, okay? So there you go. Now, I know you're looking at these 2 things right here. This here is a set of hackle pliers. Any of y'all got husbands who fish? If you do, go out and steal his hackle pliers and tell him to get a new one. Soak them in some bleach and put them in your tatting kit. You'll need that. You wanna go open a ring, you're gonna need it because rings are hard to open after you've closed them. Yeah, it is a game changer. Now, I always tell you embroidery scissors, close cutting scissors, sharp scissors. These are Gingers. These are $35, last ones I bought, and that's the ones I use. But I use these for more than tatting. I've got about 6 pairs of these Gingers, and they feel good in the hand. My hands never hurt when I use these, especially when you got them in there and wax and thread. So get you a good pair of close cutting scissors. Handy Hands has these come in different ways. They have these. They have a variety of scissors on their site. I have this kind here on their site. They cover all. See? And all-time favorite thread zappers. Okay. These they're costly, but they're worth it. Okay. That is basic tatting kit in a nutshell. one of everything except for shuttles. Okay, now we're down to the wire. Down to the wire, folks. Now, what can we tat with? This is just a start. What kind of tip covering? Those are silicone scissor covers. And I got them on Amazon. I'll look them up for you and I'll put them on there. That's two things I got on there. Yeah, you got it, Kathy. Knitting needle. All right. So my favorite thread is this one. This is a 50-gram ball of ecru. Now, this is called Limp Special number 40, size 40 thread. It comes from Japan. It's a dream in the hand. Okay, it feels so good when you're tatting with it. It's like tatting with silk, but it's very, very fine. Okay, so it's delicate. Okay, you can tat with sewing thread. Knock yourself out. Get you a set of good bifocals and go to town. Now, if I'm going to use sewing thread for a project, I will triple or quadruple. I'll have 4 strands, and I will wrap 4 strands together, and I will use it that way to get the depth of thread, the thickness that I need. And here it is. It's polyester thread, but remember, polyester does stretch. But this is a gold thread that looks as good as the metallic, which is Olympus. Okay, is what they call penny thread. It's made. It is what they use to make jewelry with. Okay. Well, one of the threads. This is Alton Basak, and this comes from Denmark, I believe. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Let me see. Of course, the thread's covering the label underneath. Um, it's a good thread. If you get your hands on it, um, I don't know where you could get it. You could try Amazon. I don't know. I've not seen it. I get this every while. All of this will land its way in my goodie bag at Cat Days, and I find it a fun thread to make small projects with. So, yeah, if you get your hands on it, it feels good. It's got a good feel. This is the DMC 80. I don't even think you can buy this in the States anymore, but it makes super small things, okay? So, yeah, remember the earrings, the earring pattern that this is the brooch, the pendant? Yeah, that's this thread, okay? Now we have Elizabeth 40, we have Elizabeth 10, we have Elizabeth 20, we have Elizabeth 3, okay? What I will be working with on camera is the Elizabeth 3. I will have samples of the pattern, it may be complete or a partial, in the other sizes, okay, to show you the difference between it. So next week, you'll have a lot of samples to look at for the patterns that you have a choice of doing, okay? Now, this is DMC Coordinate Special. This is the best tatting thread you can get your hands on. Handy Hands does carry it, but limited quantities. This is DMC Sibylla, not sold in the States anymore. If you find it at flea markets, craft shows or something like that, grab some. It is a nice, nice thread to work with, okay? But it makes your tatting very soft. You can use embroidery thread. if you want, okay? If it's a thread and it fits on a shuttle, you can tat with it, all right? Now, let me switch back to the heads up, and any questions, guys? Any questions? I'm gonna put all this stuff over there. I'll have a mess to clean up tonight. That's okay. You all are worth every bit of it. Any questions? All right. Let's see. Yeah, Lillian, I agree with you. The handmade picot gauges, you just can't go wrong with them. They don't cost you a truckload of money. So, is there any questions, guys? Now, remember I told you we didn't have homework, but you do. I want everybody to go on the website. I want everybody to read over those rules. I want you to familiarize yourself with the website. I don't know it, and I've not seen it in size 10. Uh, you could possibly ask, uh, Kelly, because she gets it, and I have a friend that is a vendor with Clover, Japan. I can ask her, but I don't know if she's in town right now or not. Uh, we meet every week, Carmen. I do both Tuesday class for the intermediate, advanced students, and I do Thursday's class for the beginners, and I take as long as is necessary for you guys, 'cause it's hard. I know. I've been there, done that. I remember being a newbie, and it's not easy. The flip is the hardest part, but I will teach you all that next week. Next week, you're going to learn how to use your shuttle. You're going to learn how to use a needle. You're going to learn how to make a ring. You're going to learn how to make a picot. You're going to learn how to make a chain using the tools. Okay? You are going, I've got the list here. This is Georgia's curriculum that she followed for the classes. And I'll tell you what you learn. All right. Rings, chains, basic picot, basic joins, CMT, it should be CTMs, continuous thread method. How to add thread, how to read a pattern, how to post a shuttle, a shoelace trick, and a self-closing mock. Yeah, it is. But you see these pages? There is 4 pages of of things you have to learn to call yourself a tatter. You can call yourself a tatter whenever you want to, but there's some people in the world that don't like needle tatters. And then there's some people in the world don't like shuttle tatters. So they figure if you're a needle tatter, you're not a tatter. And then you've got the other side that says if you're a shuttle tatter, you're not a tatter. The truth of the matter is, I don't care if you tat with toothpicks on your toes, you're a tatter. Homework should go to the email, Jack. Send all homework into the email. Pam will post it up on the Facebook group page. After the end of the 6 weeks, I will zip those files and I will put them up on the website so that you all can go and download the zip files. Now, when they're zipped, it will have pattern name and the pattern with the student homework that they did. There you go. What do you think about that? And then you have a pattern collection. So create a folder on your hard drive on your computer that says patterns, tatting pattern. Can you post your homework to the Facebook group instead? Mail it in, email it to the classes. This is something we have to do. Um, I set up everything according to Georgia's instruction. We're going back the old way where Georgia taught class, and, because she does look at class, she looks at a lot of things, and she sees a lot of things, and changes have been made because of that. Website and everything is getting redone. Nope, all I want you to do, Shelby, is go check out the website, look it over, learn where everything will be for you when you get ready to come to class. That's where everything is gonna be listed next week on Monday. You on Monday, by 12 o'clock, you will get an email. By 3 o'clock, everything you will need will be posted up on the website, and it will be posted in the group. So there's 3 places you're gonna get this information: email, Facebook, and website. Now, when YouTube sends its notification out, guess what? They're gonna let you know too, because it's gonna be below that video link. What are you allowed to post on the Facebook page? Your homework. Like I said, send it to Pam. She's got to size it, okay? Because I have to have the pictures and everything when I go to put them in a zip file. They have to be sized a certain dimension and everything so that I don't have to buy more space. Because Georgia has a little niche of the website. She's working on her project. Uh, Mia? Are you talking to Mia? I don't understand. Great, great. I know you would be. Oh, yeah, go ahead. This is open forum. Anytime we're in open forum, I'm not counting. It's just when I'm teaching and stuff, I'm counting at that point. Yeah, ask. I want to make sure everybody understands everything before we close. Now, remember, you can contact me after class hours, okay, up until 5 p.m. I will answer you through email. Okay. Sometimes if I'm not busy, I'll answer you later that evening, but I will answer within 24 hours, okay, during the week. I mean, on the F, okay. Can you still ask questions on the Facebook? Is that what you're asking? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can still ask questions on Facebook. Nothing's really changing with the Facebook page other than how homework is being handled. That is so Georgia can go gander. Georgia is on a phone, okay? And it's not a big phone. 5 PM Eastern, okay? Now, if you send something in and I'm not busy, I'll come in here and I'll answer it. It's just cook supper and take care of life, you know? Life gets in my way so much. I don't like. Yeah, you're on a tablet. Oh, I feel sorry for you, honey. You can't get it to do what you want it to do. Awesome, Maria, awesome. And next week, we got a fun little day. Now, if you guys want to do the project, every time we learn a technique, we start building our project. We sure will. We can do that now, starting now. Good, good. Now, if you think of something that you didn't understand, send me an email. I'll answer it in the morning. Okay. Now we're closed Friday at 5 till Monday. Okay. And the reason is that's when I do laundry and grocery shopping and all that. Yep. 23 p.m. I don't know what your military time, right? If you go to, we've got the link in the email. Down there it says time zone. That is the time and date website, and you can put in what time it is according to your area and tell it, "I wanna know what time it is in my area for that time," and it'll do all the math for you. You don't have to worry about it. I've got students that come to class, and it's already the next day. Alright, that is under thank you, Teresa, it's 11:30. Um, it's underneath the, uh, video, and it's in the description box. In fact, I can show you, let me switch over, and I can show you real quick where it's at, real quick. Alright, down here, you see that? When you click more alright, down here, right there it sits. Amazon, you see that? When you click more alright, down here, right there it sits. Amazon, you see that? When you click more alright, down here, right there it sits. Amazon, you see that? When you click more alright, down here, right there it sits. Amazon, you see that? That's awesome. When you click more alright, down here, right there it sits. Well, Christina, that if you do this and you click more, it will notify you down here. Right there it sits. Go up here. That if you do this and you click more, it will notify you down here. Right there it sits. I go up here. That if you do this and you click more, it will notify you down here. Right there it sits. I go up here. That if you do this and you click more, it will notify you down here. All right, I go up here. If you do that, you will notify you down here. All right, go up if you do that, you will notify you down here. All right, go up if you do that, if you want that, you will notify you down here. All right, go up if you do that, if you want that, you will notify you down here. All right, go up if you do that, if you want that, you will notify you. Alright, go up if did that solve it? That was me. I sorry. Okay, did you see that you can click the subscribe and the notification bell? Yeah, it's because when I go into the one I'm working on, that's what it does. Why it does it, I have no idea, but it well, I have to make sure y'all get all of me. 22. Alright. Is there any more questions before we end the class for today? Yes, every week it will be in that description box. And anytime I come up with something new, I'll add it to that because I'm always looking for new little things to make it a little easier. Yeah, I wanted to make sure y'all had a good understanding of things, why things are changing and everything that's going on. Oh, you're welcome. You all are so welcome. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, give it a like down there at the bottom. And I'm going to see you ladies and gents next week, same time, same day. Okay, different subject. All right. I'll see you guys next week. And remember, for all of y'all that come to Tuesday's class, we'll be there Tuesday. Okay, same time. Um, you'll get your notification Monday. So, with that said, I want to tell you, I hope all your threads make beautiful lace. Happy tatting, everyone. I'll see y'all next week. Bye bye.